If community spirit was measured in pints, then this Cumbrian village would have it by the barrowful. And the pub down the road certainly stands testament to that. Find out more in a moment. Today, we're helping one couple and their menagerie of furry friends upgrade to a big country house. We're going to need a lot of land.
You can see the emu wandering about the garden here with the peacocks.
Emu?
Yeah,
First time I've heard about emu.
We have an emu.
And we're going to need a lot of house.
I'm speechless for once.
That makes a change.
But can we find all that in just one property?
It ticks every single box that we would want.
I'm in the beautiful village of Heskett Newmarket, and this is the first cooperatively owned pub in Britain. When the villagers feared their local may be taken over by a large brewery or indeed turned into housing, they decided to take action, clubbing together and buying the pub, ensuring they, along with thousands of tourists, could continue to enjoy the local brew. I'm going to be joining for a drink some of the many owners, but first, let's take a look at what else Cumbria has to offer. Made up from the old counties of Cumberland, Westmoreland and parts of North Lancashire, Cumbria is now England's second largest county and lays claim to some of the UK's most breathtaking scenery. Open fells, craggy mountains, dales and lakes. Yes, those lakes. It is of course home to England's largest national park, the Lake District. 15 million visitors turn up here every year, and in the high season it can sometimes feel like they've arrived all at once. Escaping the hordes is possible though. Head east to the fertile plains and you're more likely to get stuck behind a tractor than a caravan, as farming, particularly livestock, on both the dales and fells has been big business for centuries. However, it can be a harsh environment. In November 2009, a record-breaking 314 millimetres of rain fell in just 24 hours, causing a tragic loss of life and mass damage to homes, bridleways, roads and bridges in Cockermouth and Workington. But there is a silver lining, as recently announced funding of over £250,000 has been pledged to help repair these much-loved tourist trails, along with £330,000 for homeowners to prevent future flooding. Clearly, Cumbria is fighting back to make sure the people that live here already and those thinking of relocating can continue to enjoy this stunning scenery with some beautiful properties to match. If money is no object, £1.25 million will snap up this 4-bedroom house on the southern fringes of the Lakes National Park. There's a wealth of character in its 3 reception rooms and bespoke country kitchen diner, or you can catch some rays in the conservatory. If you like the quiet life, check out this charming Grade 2 listed 17th century cottage in the hamlet of High Bridge. Extensively renovated, the interior offers both cosy character charm and spacious living areas with 3 reception rooms and 3 bedrooms. Green-fingered types will love the kitchen garden, but it'll cost you £585,000 to put down roots here. If you're after a thatch, then how about this 15th century 3-bedroom cottage in rural Baldwinholme? Exposed stone walls, beams and flagstone floors are impressive period features. This cottage could be yours for £375,000. What a selection, but I didn't spot a zoo amongst them, and for today's buyers, that might be what we're looking for. Meet Mary and Graham. They've been married for 11 years and are simply mad about animals.
We have the llamas and baby llamas, we have a reindeer, we have monkeys, we have owls, European eagle owls, tawny owls.
Pheasants, marmoset monkeys, giant rabbits.
Don't worry, they're not completely animal crackers. Mary runs a charity specialising in animal-aided therapy for the disabled. Both their home, a modern bungalow, and business are situated on a 1-acre site in Penrith on the very busy A66.
We want to move from this particular spot because it's a combination of things, really. We wanted to be more private. We've lived the last 18 years in a goldfish bowl, basically operating the charity 7 days a week and being on call all that time. We need our own little escape to the country, really, for our own sanity.
As the charity is staying put, Mary would like their new home to be within a commutable distance of Penrith, no more than 30 miles. But as she plans to start llama trekking from the new place, the llamas will relocate too, so I'm guessing location will be key.
The sort of location we'd be looking for, we're fairly open-minded about, really. One of the main criteria is that we don't have any immediate neighbours. We want to have our own personal space and our own private drive. Having the dogs and the animals around, obviously, it's much better if you can sort of let them out into your own garden without having to worry about roads.
We really need at least 2 acres or more to have our llamas around us. We've got 4 horses and 20 llamas, so we really need space for these guys.
Well, that's the animals sorted. Now what about their own needs?
I guess my dream for a property in the country would be a very large rose-covered cottage. Graham's always said that my cottage in the country would have to be a castle.
Ambitious aspirations, but what about Graham?
I would be looking at things like outbuildings to be able to put the motorbike in, and a garage and things to put the car and my tools in. And I'd be looking for light, airy rooms, things like ensuite bedrooms, you know, so really like a modern property.
I guess if you can have a cross between a 17th century farmhouse and a modern house.
Ah, that old chestnut, the ultra-modern period home.
I like the idea of an open-plan farmhouse kitchen. I'm a bit nosy, so when we have a dinner party, I like to be in on the act, so it's better if people are there when you're cooking. I find the kitchen here just too small, really. Although it's modern, it's just too small.
It's a sizable wish list, but do they have the money to match?
The maximum budget would be £800,000.
On the surface, Graham and Mary have a great budget for what they're looking for. But having spoken to some of the local estate agents, there's very little currently on the market. In fact, over the past 2 weeks, only 5 suitable properties have been marketed in the whole of Cumbria, of which 2 of them have already had offers put on. With so few options available, we'll certainly be clocking up some mileage. As to find the right house, we'll need to cast the search net slightly further than the 30-mile radius from Penrith. We'll be viewing some stunning rural homes, but as ever, I won't be revealing the price tags until the end of the tours. And finally, there's a mystery house, but will it romp home or fall at the first hurdle? Hi guys.
Hi Nicki.
Well, I was going to say welcome to windy Cumbria, but this is your neck of the woods, isn't it?
It
is.
So why do you need our help?
Having only just moved to Cumbria the last 2 years, we're just really stumped to find there's so many beautiful areas that we just don't know where to start.
Well, it is, isn't it, a massive county.
Yeah.
And currently at the moment, there aren't a lot of properties on the market. We're in a premium area, and when they do come on, they're getting snapped up straight away. So we might have to slightly push the boundaries, but we'll be mindful. We'll make sure there's always good road connections. So if you are a little bit further away, it's a speedy road.
Right. Well, he's just bought a new sports car, so that'll be fine.
There you go. So what you can play is a good excuse to hit the roads.
It is, absolutely.
Absolutely. I mean, we're in such a beautiful place here.
I know, I can't wait to get out on it
Not in this
and explore some of the area.
So have you both looked at many properties in the area?
We've looked at 2 or 3 in the last sort of month or so, and we've done a little bit of research on the internet, but haven't found anything that grabs us just yet.
Mary, you're reducing our chances. There wasn't that many properties to start with. But we do have some very special properties lined up for you to see. And, of course, we've got the mystery property. So should we get going?
Yeah,
Yes, come on.
that's great.
So, for £800,000, Mary and Graham would like a detached property with a minimum of 3 bedrooms. A large farmhouse kitchen complete with traditional range is a must for Mary, while Graham would like a period home with a modern interior that also has a decent garage for blokey stuff. For the llamas and horses, they want 2 acres minimum plus stabling. And last but not least, they don't want neighbours, which is where this could get very tricky because land here is at a premium.
If I was going to be cruel and ask you this, I don't know if you could answer it. More important to get the house right for you two, or the land and the surrounding outbuildings for the extended family?
I think it's
a
bit
balance.
of both. Yeah.
It is a balance.
Yeah, it is going to be a tough call really because land isn't that readily available in Cumbria.
Well, we'll do our very best. To kick things off, we're heading to the very rural outskirts of Kirkby Lonsdale, a slight stretch in the commute at 36 miles. Sandwiched between the Lake District and the Yorkshire Dales, this ancient market town is a vital and busy commercial centre for the surrounding rural communities, and it runs the full gamut of amenities. That's far too hectic for our buyers. Instead, we're heading out into the Cumbrian countryside. Our property is situated up a very quiet country lane, and although there is a neighbour close by, it's a working farm, so you don't get more rural than that. And maybe the llamas would appreciate some 4-legged friends.
This is the house. It is Grade 2 listed.
Right.
Yeah.
The original part of the house dates back to 1640. And this part of the house is Georgian, built in 1736. And what you can see is rough cast rendering.
Don't like it.
Give it a chance. Have an open mind,
Right.
because I do think you're going to be impressed when you step through that door.
Yeah.
Right.
The words "don't judge a book" and cover come to mind, because the interior of this house really is quite something.
So you step straight into one of the reception rooms.
Right. It's definitely different.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're going to give
In a good way.
You're going to give this house a try?
I am.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. My tastes, the decor and things.
Yeah?
Yeah.
An architect actually owns this house, and you can really see that imprint as we go round.
Tick.
Tick, tick, tick. Next door, you've got another reception room with the original oak panelling that's actually been painted white.
Right.
Again, mullion windows with a little window seat. So you've got 2 areas here for entertaining, because I know you like lots of reception rooms, don't you? You want lots of space.
Yeah.
Like it? Come on, Graham, tell me what you're thinking.
Lead on. Let's see more.
You want to see more?
Yeah.
It looks like the interior is working its magic. Off the hallway with its original full-length mullion window is the 3rd reception room, currently a study. But a good country kitchen is high on Mary's wish list. So let's see what she makes of this one.
Oh yeah, definitely different than it looks from outside. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like the island in the middle. I love the range. What do you think?
Yeah, I quite like the finishing touches. The slate floors are really nice, and looks like all the fitted units and cupboards and things. Should be enough storage for you, do you think? You don't know it.
You know the way I clutter things.
It does have a large utility room.
Oh right.
Yeah.
So, good kitchen.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I want to continue this tour because there's 2 more floors to have a look at.
Really?
On the first floor are 3 good-sized double bedrooms which share a family bathroom.
And the master bedroom.
Well, another surprise.
Yeah.
Very modern, very contemporary. Absolutely nothing like the outside.
No,
No,
I know.
I really like it.
It's a bit like a
Very different.
TARDIS.
Yeah.
Looks like a police box on the outside, but inside is an amazing world.
That's a really good analogy.
Well, this TARDIS has another floor. I don't think I've ever seen the Doctor go upstairs in his.
So here's the continuation of the Westmoreland window.
Yeah.
But up here, this really is, I think, the most spectacular part of the property.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's wonderful, isn't it? Absolutely
Oh,
brilliant.
fantastic.
So super, isn't it?
Oh, this is lovely. Just unbelievable.
yeah.
This is stunning.
The interior, you've got it right on the money.
What a result, and there's more to see yet. On the left-hand side of the house is a 2-storey annex with its own entrance, which could make an ideal home office or guest suite. But that's it for the house. Now let's get to the all-important land. As well as a formal lawn, there's around 2 acres of steep paddock.
Now there's a sight you don't often see.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
Now they're the kind of trespassers you really don't mind on your land. I mean, that is a newborn.
Newborn twins.
The paddocks are separated from the house and are accessed by a track, so it might not be ideal, but can they make it work given this amazing house?
So it's a nice elevated position up here so you can see all your land. You've got all around here, up to the tree line, and then past that is fells, which goes for thousands and thousands of acres. How do you feel about it?
It's not near enough to the house. I really wanted to be able to look out of the windows and see the llamas literally within yards. And I think I'd struggle I'd have to get a pair of binoculars, I think.
Even with that view?
The views aren't really a major issue. The major issues are the amount of land, the proximity to the house, and the privacy. That is a really big thing for us.
It's time now for Guess the Price.
I think it's a fantastic property. It's got to be at least 700,000.
I would say about 650.
I think I'm going to shock you both. The top of your budget was £800,000.
Yeah.
The current asking price is £795,000.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you take a wander, have a look at the fields, have a look at all the land that surrounds it, and I'll catch up with you a bit later on.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Off you go.
Well, that's a reality check. At £795,000, this stunningly decorated Grade 2 listed Georgian manor has so much going for it. 4 reception rooms, a big kitchen diner, 5 bedrooms and a separate annex, all of which seems spot on. It comes with a minimum 2 acres, albeit separated from the house, and even though it's a working farm next door, I get the feeling the neighbours are way too close for comfort. All I can say is those llamas are incredibly lucky if their owners are willing to give up a house like this just to keep them happy.
Inside is just stunning,
Yeah.
but I couldn't live with the outside space and the immediacy of the neighbours around it, and the land is just far too small for what we want, and there's no space for outbuildings or stables, so...
Certainly to be able to split the fields up to keep the animals separate, we wouldn't be able to do here at all, so it's not for us.
I think I would probably compromise with the interior of a house because that's something that can always be changed, but the exterior of this property and the immediate surrounding areas just can't be changed, so that's something that we couldn't do.
OK, guys, I think it's time to hit the road.
From the Red Lion to the Coach and Horses, there's nothing more uniquely British than the country pub. For many people escaping to the country, a pint within walking distance is top priority. But these cornerstones of rural life are closing at unprecedented speed, around 40 a week in 2009, leaving half of England's villages dry for the first time since the Norman conquest. That's not the story, however, in Heskett Newmarket. 8 years ago, the villagers here pooled their finances to become the very first community cooperative pub in the UK. Shareholder Julian Ross has become a champion for like-minded schemes across the country.
Julian, great to meet you.
Yeah, and you too, it's lovely.
You're the man behind this idea to cooperatively own, with a lot of other people, this pub. But how difficult was it to get people involved?
It was surprisingly easy to get people motivated. In fact, motivation has never, ever been a problem. The people that own this pub have driven the project right from the start.
And then you say owners, the shareholders
Yeah.
of the pub. How many are there exactly?
Today we have 148 shareholders in total. When we started, we had 125.
And how much did those people have to put in? What was their initial stake?
Each one of them put in £1,500. It really did redefine my idea of what a community is, because I always thought a community was a geographical thing. But 40% of the owners don't live in the village. Some of them come here for holidays, some of them maybe have second homes. We have some shareholders who've never been, but we've got shareholders in Spain, we've got shareholders in America, Canada, north of Scotland, south of England. They just thought it was such a nice thing to do, such a great idea, that they wanted to be part of it. And for me, they're all part of this community.
So do you think this is the way forward, Julian, that other villages and communities will try and own their village pub?
I think it can certainly be a way forward, depending on the circumstances, but a community buying a pub has a great advantage that they're not in it for money. None of us who bought this pub care whether we ever make any money or not. We just wanted to preserve this pub and keep it as the hub of the community.
It really is the heart, isn't it, of this village?
Absolutely.
And with that, can we go inside?
Yes.
I can't wait.
I can buy you a drink.
I'll follow you. The pub brews its own ales in a microbrewery at the back, which are served up by tenant landlady Edna. As well as pulling pints, she pushes some traditional old pub games, like egg dumping. Think conkers, but with dyed hard-boiled eggs. Who better to show me how it's done than the reigning champ, Keith? So what do I do?
The skill is to try and protect as much of your egg whilst allowing your opponent a fair shot at it. The dumper has to have a little tap. One of them would crack,
OK,
and the one that cracks is out. Do you want to be the receiver or the dumper?
I'm going to be the receiver.
OK, it won't hurt.
How much am I allowed to let you see? Just a little
Depends
bit?
how many fingers you want broken.
Everyone laughed then. I think they're serious.
Are you ready?
OK. Oh, no!
Well, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm really disappointed. Can we have one more go?
You can.
OK, right, let's get 2 more eggs. Are you ready for this, Keith?
Oh, yes.
I'm taking this very, very seriously, right? OK, 1, 2, 3. Oh! 2 out of 2, I've failed. To the champion.
Cheers.
The future looks bright for this pub, and it may well be the only way forward for other villages. Perhaps we all need to take heed from French poet Hilaire Belloc, who made England his home. He warned, "Change your hearts or you will lose your inns, and you will deserve to have lost them. But when you have lost your inns, drown your empty cells, for you will have lost the last of England." As the sun sets over the Cumbrian countryside, our first day of property hunting is at an end. Coming up on day 2 of our search for the contemporary country house with lots of land, we up the ante.
It's absolutely huge.
And there's the mystery house. Could Mary and Graham cope with the neighbours for the right price?
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe we could put some big walls up around it.
For our next property, we're heading northwest to the rural outskirts of Wigton. It's only 23 miles from Penrith, but along a country road, which makes it a 45-minute drive. Wigton has been a busy market town since 1262, when it received its very first market charter, and livestock auctions are still held regularly today. But we're venturing 3 miles north into the West Cumbrian countryside. And here is your property.
It's huge.
It's impressive, isn't it?
Very big, yeah.
This section here to the right, that was built in the 17th century. The vast majority of the house was extended in the Victorian times.
Really?
It's got so much character and charm. What are your first impressions?
It's absolutely huge.
It's a lot bigger than we expected for the 2 of us.
Yeah.
Well, they liked the ample room proportions of our first house, so this should knock their socks off. And there's plenty of scope for them to put their own contemporary twist on things. You're not going to get much bigger hallway than this.
Wow,
No.
massive.
Well, this is the Victorian part of the house. Just look at those Chinese-style tiles.
Yeah.
I'm amazed by the high ceilings, the height and grandeur of the building. I'm not used to this type of property.
Well, let's take you through into the drawing room. Another good-sized room.
Yeah. There's such a lot you could do with this room.
It doesn't feel homely to me. I don't know, it's maybe just not me.
Well, it's only the first room. Maybe the kitchen will have the right feel. There, you wanted a large kitchen.
I did, yeah.
How's this for size?
Yeah, nice size. It's got the range in it.
Beautiful range. That heats all the hot water for the property.
I like the little touch of all the servants' bells.
So if Graham's had enough when he's relaxing in his drawing room and he just fancies his G&T, ding ding, there we are. And then probably be ignored because she's looking after the animals.
Or maybe Graham will get a lucky break in the snooker room, also on this floor, along with a huge Victorian orangery and a self-contained annex, complete with a bathroom, a bedroom, sitting room and a kitchen. But it's time to head upstairs, which is equally spacious.
You could squeeze into here.
Oh, yeah.
You could have a ballroom dance in here, I think.
Yeah, nice big size.
Triple aspect.
Yeah.
Look at that view.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's... I'm speechless for once.
That makes a change.
You like space. Is it too grand? Is that what it is?
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I don't know about too grand. I think it's just too much, too big.
Too much for what you're looking for.
Yeah, well, for two people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'd never be able to find him. He'd be hiding everywhere. I'd never find him.
It looks like we're over-egging the property omelette with this house, as there's another 5 bedrooms coming in a variety of shapes and sizes, and 2 bathrooms up here. But Mary and Graham want acreage, which tends to come with large houses, so it's a tricky combination.
So you've got a huge courtyard here. You've got a double garage. Got a triple stable block. I want to show you this building.
Right.
What do you think that is?
Offices?
It's actually a holiday let.
Really?
Yeah. In peak season, it's £800 a week, and in off-season, it's £400 a week.
Gosh, that's a lot, isn't it? Must be big.
Converted barn, beautifully done out as well.
Yeah.
Let's take a step and have a look.
And it's not small. It has 3 sizable double bedrooms, a shower room and an open-plan kitchen living room.
Oh, this is gorgeous.
Oh, wow.
Can we not just buy this bit?
It's actually classed as a holiday let. So if you did want to make this your home, you'd have to get planning permission.
Right, right. This is definitely to our taste,
This is
isn't it?
lovely, yeah.
Yeah, lovely.
Well, we've definitely delivered over and above with the property here, but can we do the same with the land? The entire plot is around 3 acres, including all the buildings and formal lawn, which leaves around 1.6 acres of paddock. It is flat and divided up, but will that be enough?
So it's this field here.
Yep.
And that field there.
Yep.
Well, it's separate paddocks.
Yeah, yeah, you could separate the paddocks off, yeah.
I can see the emu wandering about the garden here with the peacocks.
Emu?
Yeah,
First time I've heard about
we have an
emu.
emu and some peacocks as well.
Oh my goodness, as well as all the other animals. Oh, there's a lot to look after. I hate to be the one who had to feed them all. Graham, you've got your work cut out.
No, it's not me, that's Mary.
You do it all. So we've looked round the house. What's the current asking price?
I would guess, given the size of the property, we'd probably be at the top end of the budget, I would think, round about the 800,000 mark.
OK. Graham,
£750.
current asking price, £695,000.
Really? That does
Including
surprise
the
me.
holiday let.
Yeah, beautiful family house.
But why don't you go and take another look around the whole property and do check out the stable block?
We will.
See you a bit later.
At £695,000, this is a huge amount of property to the pound, with very versatile accommodation. The main house has 6 bedrooms, 3 reception rooms, a country kitchen and a 1-bedroom annex. Outside is a 3-bedroom holiday cottage, and there's stabling, a garage, a stone outhouse and nearly 2 acres of dividable paddock.
The barn conversion, I think, was fantastically done, and that was really, really beautiful.
I just think the first massive drawback is the location, because it's just too far out from where we need to be. This is nice, hello.
They're lovely sandstone built stables, aren't
Lovely,
they?
yeah,
Just,
a lot of potential. Nowhere near big enough for what we would need, though. I mean, the size of the stables individually are quite big, and they would fit the horses, but we really need another big building for the llamas.
Yeah.
Wonder what you'd make of the llamas.
It's not just the elements that have shaped Cumbria's beautiful landscape, but sheep too. Cumbrians have been livestock farming for over a millennium, and through the centuries have bred some super tough breeds to cope with the harsh terrain. Grazing on everything from grass to shrubs, these sheep not only physically shaped the land, but as the wool trade boomed in the Middle Ages from the proceeds of their fleeces, the villages and towns so popular with tourists today began to flourish. It was the country estates that really prospered. Earlier in the week, Graham and Mary headed to Ullswater to explore one of Cumbria's finest examples, Dalmain House. They met up with Lady of the House, Jane Hazel McCosh.
It's built from a very interesting beginning because it was a peel tower originally, and you can imagine when they chose this spot that it was a perfect position with boggy land round about and this wonderful fortification. They added on a medieval hall, they put on another tower, they made it grander in Tudor times with lovely rooms with panelling, and eventually they built this.
Remodelled by Jane's ancestor, Thomas Hazel, in the 1700s, he created this exemplary Georgian house, which today is Grade 1 listed and still has many original fixtures and fittings.
So we've come into this room, which is the main dining room of the house, and it is one of my favourite rooms. And you can see from the surroundings the absolute symmetry of this room. You have the fireplace behind you there, in the middle of this wall, with the two doors balancing the fireplace. The walls also are absolutely beautiful because, of course, they're this wonderful, glowing oak panelling which comes from the estate.
It's beautiful.
It's very much a country estate. It's still is today. We're a working farm, and we have a large number of acres with sheep and cows and whatever on it. And so it is still very much on that basis. But the house is clearly the most important part of it.
So that's a taste of Georgian architecture. But as Thomas Hazel left the medieval hall and Tudor rooms intact, Dalmain is also a perfect snapshot of Elizabethan interior design.
Be prepared for a much darker room and a much smaller room as we come into the much older part of the house.
Wow.
I love this room because I think it has a particular atmosphere to it, and it's very much embellished by marvellous Tudor features, including this very splendid portrait over here. And it's the sort of portrait where you think probably his eyes are going to follow you around the room.
Yeah.
Now, he is the Earl of Cumberland, very, very wealthy man, and owned a considerable amount of land and property, and also owned his own ship, which he went into battle when the Spanish Armada came and attacked England. He realised very soon into the battle that we were winning and the battle was going our way. So he left and rushed back to London to tell the Queen, "Madam, we have won the battle." And as a result, as you will see in his hat, he's wearing a glove which would have been her glove, and she would have awarded it to him as a Queen's champion.
It's mystery house time. Now this week, I've really got to know Graham and Mary, and I think the next property has everything they're after. Impressive house, lots of land, and a stable block for those animals. The big question is, can they get on with the neighbours? Well, the mystery will soon be solved. We're heading just 4 miles south of Carlisle to Dalston. It's a pretty village with plenty of listed buildings, including the 18th century Church of St Mary's. But we're off to the rural outskirts to a small private development of 9 houses. Yes, 9. That means lots of neighbours. However, the house is just 5 years old and should fit perfectly with their modern character requirements. This is your property. So although you do have neighbours, the advantage of this building is it actually looks out onto the paddock and to the surrounding countryside. So how do you feel?
The property looks like it's been done very much in keeping with the surrounding properties. It's the same local stone. Still not too sure about neighbours.
Oh, she's a tough customer. Let's see if we can change her mind inside.
So, come on in.
Right. It's nice.
Yeah, it's nice entrance.
Yeah, it's a nice feel to it, yeah.
Feels more homely.
Yeah, good. You've got a snug to your right. It could be a bedroom, it could be a study. I want to take you straight through into the living area.
Lovely size room. I like the aspect of having the big windows. That brings a lot of light into the room. A narrow slit.
Yeah, and there's another one there.
Yes.
And again, in keeping probably with the
Yeah.
barns next door.
Yeah.
Have you noticed the use of beams throughout?
Yeah.
Reclaimed wherever possible, they've done it to give it that old feel.
Yeah. Love the wooden
Very
floors as well. They're very practical, aren't they?
Yeah.
When you've got animals.
Yes.
That's not a bad start, but I think we can do better. Next door is a dining room stroke study, but I'm hoping the kitchen will get bigger reactions.
Again, really well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, it's brilliant. Yeah, it's lovely. I love the beams, I love the stone. Yeah, it's got the range as well.
Have a look at this, look. Walk-in larder.
Oh, brilliant. I love larders. Absolutely brilliant.
It's a nice touch.
Yeah,
A nice
definitely.
touch for a new property. I think a lot of thought has gone in to the design of this house.
Yeah, yeah,
And
there's
they don't
lots
seem
of storage here as well. Yeah,
Loads of storage,
That's good, yeah.
There's also a spacious utility room, so I think that's a thumbs up down here. Let's see if we can notch up some more marks upstairs.
So this side is the master bedroom.
Oh, yes, nice size room, isn't it? I don't know, you have a thing about sloping
The
ceilings in
immediate thing
bedrooms,
that
don't
hits me
you?
is the sloping roof line.
I'm interested to see what's through those doors.
Poke your head in the cupboard.
I thought as much.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, and an ensuite in it, they're great. I like the
away.
surprise element with the ordinary
Yeah.
doors on, so it looks like a wardrobe.
The skylights, which don't really work for you, the rest of the room does.
Yeah, I mean, it's got everything that you need
Yeah.
in it. It's got the size and the space, isn't it?
It's just the head
It's
height
just the
over.
head height that...
Yeah.
The other side.
Well, I might have a solution. Come and see. So perhaps you could use this instead as the master
it's a nice
bedroom.
room. Yeah,
This is
yeah.
more like it.
Yeah?
Yeah, love
Yeah.
the views as well. You can actually see out onto your land and things from here.
Off the landing are two further good-sized bedrooms which share the family bathroom. But we know the land is the deal breaker, so let's see if we finally got it spot on. As well as a formal south-facing lawn and patio, there's new stabling and a couple of paddocks.
So, here is the stable block. This is what I really wanted to show you. Here you've got the menage with all the bark down for their training. And actually behind the stable block, you've got like another holding area, small training area, plus access so that you can park your trailer, your cars, everything, because I'm sure you've got plenty of vehicles.
Yes, we have.
The paddock's yours, both of them, front and back. But behind us is another paddock. Now, that paddock is owned by the manor house, and she lets the current owners of our house graze their animals in it.
Right.
Free.
Right, great.
In your eyes, is this impressive?
It ticks every single
Yeah,
box that we
it
would
does,
want.
yeah.
Maybe we would have needed a bit more stabling, but the fact that you've got the outdoor area at the back there, potentially, if you could put a field shelter in there, that would do the trick for the llamas.
So, how much do you think this house with the stable block and the land is currently on the market for?
I think probably in the region of 750.
I would say maybe 795.
How much are neighbours a problem to you both?
Huge problem for me.
Huge problem?
Yeah.
Because the current asking price for this property is £620,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe we could put some big walls up.
Hold that thought. Go on, have another look. I'll catch up with you later.
Well, that shocked them. At £620,000, the mystery house has nearly everything they've asked for, but it also has something they don't want: neighbours. The house is spot on with 2 reception rooms, a big kitchen diner and 4 bedrooms. And we've finally delivered outside, with 2+ acres of land, ample stabling and even a menage. Could it be a winner?
The property is everything that we were looking for, both in size, in facilities. Love the stables, love the menage and the area around here. Yeah, I think these are perfect, aren't they?
Yeah. Nice stables, a good size.
I like the idea that there's separate turnout paddocks at the front and at the back as well. Means your horses can more or less live out all winter on the paddocks. I mean, this is exactly what we're looking for.
I guess the only downside would be the proximity of the neighbouring houses.
Have you both seen enough?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, OK, we're going to go somewhere nice and quiet now, because you two have got a lot to think about and discuss.
Yes.
It's decision time. Now, it's been a difficult week here in Cumbria, and I don't think we've cracked this property search. But what I am intrigued to find out is exactly what Mary and Graham think. Well, you two, we've certainly had a fun couple of days, haven't we?
Certainly have. We've been busy.
Well, should we start off with the very, very first property that we saw? A fabulous Georgian manor house.
It was absolutely amazing when you went inside.
I liked a lot of the aspects of it and the way that it had just been decorated and things. It was very down to my taste.
It did have land.
It wasn't right at all because there was nowhere near enough. It wasn't near enough to the property and there was absolutely nowhere to put any stabling.
We travelled north of the region and saw a Victorian country house. Very impressive front, I seem to remember.
Yeah, it was lovely to look at. It was just huge inside, too big for just the two of us. There wasn't quite enough land either. There was a lot of grounds because there was big gardens, but actual grazing land, there wouldn't really have been enough.
Now, our last property with our search, and it has been a search because we know there haven't been many properties to choose from, was the mystery house.
Yeah. The property itself was lovely. I've got to say it was lovely. It was definitely to our taste.
I could see myself living there. It ticked most of the boxes, probably nearly every box, apart from that one, just,
from the privacy.
you know, the privacy,
And if you'd have been able to pick that property up and put it on its own, detached, just with fields surrounding it, we'd have been signing on the dotted line tomorrow.
We got so close. I mean, it has been great, and you will find your dream property. I have no doubt. I just don't think it's going to be in the next few weeks, but you will definitely get there. Well, let us know how you get on, won't you?
We will.
Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
With the weather here in Cumbria setting in, the good news is Mary and Graham aren't out in the cold. With the luxury of time on their hands and all this on their doorstep, it's certainly worth them waiting to find their perfect escape to the country. See you next time. If you'd like to escape to the country in Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland or England and need our help, please apply online at bbc.co.uk/beonashow.